right? And so, I got diagnosed with terminal cancer. I was told 4 years ago that I had 6 to 18 months to live. And, of course, that was really upsetting and I was freaking the fuck out about it. In addition, I could do practical stuff. Oh, I better write my will. I better have this conversation with my kids. I better, make sure this is done in the house and like these letters are written for my students, so them to go on the next part of their career, like
better
all that
fix
practical
that window
stuff.
screen.
Right, exactly. And, but in terms of actually deeply engaging with myself not being there anymore, with my own demise, I felt like, I was skittering across the ice. I couldn't really dig in and grab it. I couldn't really think about what it's like for me not to be there anymore. And I thought, well, is this a personal failing? Do I just suck? And I thought, well, maybe, but I do, but
we all do.
But, what I'm thinking fundamentally is that this is not something that we as humans are designed to do. Our brains are hardwired to predict the near future, which presumes that there will be a near future.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you extrapolate this a little bit.
And what does extrapolate mean, just so people know?
I'm sorry, if you kind of move on to the next step.
Okay.
Right? Of what this means for faith, right? If you go around the world, nearly every, not absolutely every, but nearly every religion in the world has an afterlife or reincarnation story. Very few religions, Judaism is one, you're dead, and there isn't actually a story about what happens after you're dead. But almost every other one does.
Or the big invoice.
You go to heaven, you meld with the divine, you're reincarnated, but there's something that happens. Yeah. These stories are exceedingly popular all over the world in all cultures. Well, I think that the reason they are is because of this brain bug we have. We can't imagine ourselves dead because our brains are hardwired to predict the future. And that's why we have these afterlife and reincarnation stories in faiths all over the world. And so I have total sympathy for these, not just because I'm diagnosed with terminal cancer, because I see them as something deep and fundamental to what it is to be human and something that binds us all.
It's so funny, man. My next question is, why is it so hard for us to think about our own deaths?
Yeah, well, we got there. You got my answer. Yeah.
And it is funny because I'll start to think about it, right? And at first I can think about, okay, you're going to die, right? I can think about the certain, like the mechanics of like, okay, I'm in a hospital bed and I'm laying there and someone's holding my hand, all of that. The part where I start to it almost like makes my soul like, it's like when you're not going to exist.
Yeah.
That's the part my brain, it won't accept that. It's like, well, what do you mean I won't exist?
It's a very hard thing to deal with. And,
Do you think it's a clue?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a clue or not. I mean, for me, in sort of dealing with my terminal cancer diagnosis, it's like, for myself, I'm 63 years old. Yeah.
Oh, young.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would love to have 20 more years or something like that. That would be great. But I've had a really good life. I got no complaints. I've got a terrific wife.
Yeah, you got to be in love.
I got great kids. I've gotten to be in love. I've gotten to do good work, have good friends, have adventures, do the things I want to do. I got to have a job where I don't have a boss and follow my own curiosity. Oh. Almost no one gets that, know. So like I've had a really good life. And when I think about not being there, it's not so much, I do want more of it. That's not the first thing. I think about my family.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't want to leave them. I don't want to leave my wife. I don't want to leave my kids. I don't want to leave the people who are close to me. That's the part that gets me fundamentally. Not like, oh shit, I wish I could have 20 more years of partying.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind listening to a couple more Grateful Dead tunes, in between loving my
Are
family.
are you a Deadhead, man?
I just got in them in the past year and a half, man.
Really? Also a nouveau Deadhead. All right. Okay.
But no, what's so funny, David, and thank you for sharing that, man. You know what sometimes makes me like, I guess I don't know if it's lame or whatever to say, but like sometimes I feel like I could never let certain people know how much I love them,
Yeah.
It almost feels like it's not even physically possible sometimes to let like if I did, the cops would have to, like, you almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be a perversion thing, but it would be like, hey, you can't loiter on my porch anymore. It's like, sometimes it feels like a feeling that's so impossible to completely share, like to let your kids know how much you love them. Like, you probably could never do it.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I mean, for me, I do struggle with that, but I struggle with it less for the people I'm really close to, who I think I'm pretty good about telling them how I feel.
Right.
I think my wife knows how I feel. I think my kids know how I feel. I think, my friends, my colleagues, who I love deeply, I don't think, it's harder for that. It's harder for me to, go to my best work buddy and say, dude, like, you don't know how much I love you. That would be a little weird, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's hard to express some things without becoming an HR issue.
That's right.
So I think that's sometimes, and I don't know if that's scientific or not, but love sometimes gets shut down by the HR department.
And I think more in men. Yeah, I think men have a harder time with this. Yeah.
But it is funny that's the one feeling sometimes for me. It's like, I almost, you couldn't put together how much you love somebody or something, or somebody, you just couldn't put together how much you love somebody. It's like, you can't, I don't know, love is this thing. It's so hard. It's like, I don't know. To me, it's just it's such a fascinating energy. It
is. And, it's remarkable to think that something that profound ultimately originates in this biological imperative to mate.
Right.
Right. And even though this love, translates into situations that don't have anything to do with, making babies or whatever, it generalizes, that's where it came from, and it's easy to think, oh, well, like it must have come from, something like this deep wellspring of mysticism. But, I don't know that it means that. It can be that transportive and that surreal and that important and still be fundamentally natural in the end.
Like a teammate of the reproductive process.
Yeah, you go, oh my God, I'm so in love. Well, why is that? Well, ultimately, get your genes in the next generation.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting because even this kind of moment is a little bit of that. Faith and science. A little bit of that. There's some mysticism.
Yeah.
And then there's some science, right there with it. Is pornography causing a problem in your life? Do you find yourself watching porno for longer periods of time and having trouble stopping? Is porn affecting your relationship or dating life? Well, you're certainly not alone. Watching pornography has become so commonplace today, and oftentimes men use porn to numb the pain of loneliness, boredom, anxiety, and depression. Shame and stigma prevent men from talking about these issues and getting help for them. I want to introduce you to my friend Steve. Steve is the founder of Valor Recovery, a program to help men overcome porn abuse and sexual compulsivity. Steve is a long-term sexual recovery member and has personally overcome the emotional and spiritual despair of abusing pornography and has dedicated his life to empowering men to do the same. Steve is an amazing person, and he is a close friend of mine. I mean that. Valor Recovery helps men to develop the tools necessary to have a healthier sex life. Their coaches are in long-term recovery and will be your partner, mentor, and spiritual guide to transcend these problematic behaviors. To learn more about Valor Recovery, please visit them at www.valorrecoverycoaching.com or email them at admin@valorrecovery.com. valorrecoverycoaching.com. Thank you. Man, thank you so much, David. I just want we're not done, but I just want to say thank you, man. I just appreciate it. I think it's, one of the things I feel so lucky about this job is just that I get to have moments with people sometimes that mean something,
Yeah.
And it's nice.
Yeah. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Let's talk about a little bit about individuality because, for one, you have a book actually. Yeah, there it is. The New Science of Human Individuality.
Know it, be it, live it. Buy it for your friends.
Okay, know it, be it, live it. Buy it for your friends right there. You can get it online, right? And we'll put a link below in our YouTube video. Let me just start with this. It's kind of just a very basic. Are our fingerprints the only thing that makes us individual?
No, there's all kinds of things